is one of two men to do what nobody else has done and beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
So how is he not one then? If Patrick Mahomes is in God tier.
Let me cook. Because you're not going to sit here and tell me beating Mahomes weighs more or holds more weight than 2 league MVPs.
These niggas tackle, I'm bringing the pack. I'm a roller with stars and I'm smoking on platinum. Got my eye on the prize so I don't do distractions. I'm coming back.
Man, oh man, we back at it again. Yo, what did it do? It's your boys, Juice and Lou. We back here with another banger for y'all, man. And as promised, man, we got the top 10 quarterbacks going into next season. Right?
What a season, right, man?
Man. Yeah, what a season. We got Lamar Jackson, another MVP to his resume. Joe Burrow, he's going to be back. You know, Josh Allen. I don't know about the Bills.
Same story every year, you know.
I already say I don't really expect anything more from the Bills. Like it's the same thing every year. You great, you dominate, and then you just are just this
like the
close.
Clippers nowadays.
You're just this close. I don't know, man. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts fell apart.
Was it Jalen?
They looked dominant.
Was it Jalen who fell apart?
Coaching
Was the whole team that fell apart?
Coaching was an issue. I say coaching. Injuries definitely, yeah. But I feel like
oldness.
I feel like they should have beat the Bucks regardless.
They didn't have the juice no more. They done lost the last 6 out of 7 or 7 out of 8.
I saw what's that one coach? They told him he can't be on the
Big
sideline
Dom.
no more.
Yeah.
When they told him he can't be on the sideline no more, they lost every game. I think
No, they lost. No, they won one game.
I was gonna say except for like one, but other than that, they lost every game after he was off. So I don't know what type of weight he pulls in there, but that's tough. But we got the top 10 QBs, and this is my thought process. I don't know about his, but this is how I did my list, right? There's nobody in football better than Patrick Mahomes. Let's just be honest. And
sure.
That way, if that's the case, we can't put him in top 10 lists because he's head and shoulders above everybody else.
That's how we doing it. He's in God tier.
I say, that's how I did my list. Patrick Mahomes in a tier by himself, and then you start your 1 through 10. That's me. And I'm a Ravens fan. I'm a Chiefs hater. But that's just reality. That's just how it is. So, how y'all want to do it? You want a 10-10 or 10-6? 10-6?
Do 10-6.
Okay.
I guess I'll start off real quick.
Yep. And we got stat news. We got to look up the stats of each player we say. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Do a quick honorable mention to my boy Justin Herbert. Injured this year. He's always been in that situation where he's basically going to be behind Mahomes in that division at the moment because the team's just not performing well. But, 13 games in, obviously the stats right there, 20 touchdowns, 7 picks, 3,000 passing yards on the year. Completed 65% of the passes. That's what I had at my honorable mention spot. I really wanted to put Justin Fields, not mine, just because I like fandom and stuff. But I think he'll do all right this year, maybe.
Fields?
Yeah, I think maybe he could crack top 10, whatever team he goes to. If he's in Chicago, if he's not. Atlanta's probably the favorite for him right now.
I think he balls in Atlanta. I think
he's a solid team. Fun team to watch, young team. But at 10, I had to put the guy, Give me the Cowboys beater, Jordan Love, baby.
Oh gosh,
Bro has had a great first season starting at the quarterback position for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, the stats are right there. I mean, 64% of the passes, jumped into the playoffs, beat one of the best teams at home in the regular season. Actually smacked them. It was really like 48-16 final score, but the Cowboys got a few extra, pity points on their way trying to come back. I think he can only get better. He has a repertoire of weapons around him. Christian Watson. We saw Wicks get better throughout the season. Romeo Dobbs. Tight end, I think it's Moosegrave or something like that. He had a great season. So he has a lot of weapons. Still has Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. I think they're looking to move away from one of them now. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, in the playoffs, he almost threw a perfect passer rating against probably the best turnover defense in the league last year at home. So he can only get better. He can only get better from this experience. At 9, give me. This was a toss up between the two kind of, but I'm gonna go with 2 at 9. Threw for, I think this is the most or second most passing yards in the regular season out of all the QBs. Obviously 4,600 yards. You got the speedsters out there, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle performing. 29 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, which is a lot. QBR of 101 with a 69 completion percentage. Didn't have the greatest end of season. They lost the last 3 games I've seen, but I think with the Dolphins, it's more of, that mentality of being able to beat the teams on the road, especially the better teams in like the AFC and the NFC. I think their only win of a 500-plus team was Dallas, obviously right there, when they won 22-20. And that was a really close game. But with them, it's just, putting everything together. They did just get rid of Xavier Howard, and they had a lot of injuries, too, to end the season. I know they lost Jalen Phillips. They lost Bradley Chubb, their linebacker, Jerome Baker for a little bit. And so, yeah, I think they just got to retool with some younger people. They do have some vets, obviously, still there. And hopefully they could do something next year, but I think the guys I'm going to name in front of him are better. Give me quarterback for the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff. I mean, he led one of the best scoring offenses all season. I think they scored around 28 to 30 points a game behind him. Their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, deserves a lot of credit. I think he definitely deserves. I don't know if he got a head coaching job. I don't think he did. But if he did, congrats. But Jared Goff and the Lions, had a great season. They finally won the division after like 12 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Jared Goff obviously led the way with a 67% completion percentage.
Yeah.
I think he was second in passing yards, or third behind Tua and Dak. 30 touchdowns, like I said already. Definitely should have beat the Niners. We're not going to talk about that game. I feel like a lot of strings were called in by the office.
The point.
I mean, I wouldn't change up the play style if it's what's got you there, though. So, I mean, playing aggressive is how they got in that position to win a lot of these games. So, they did have 2 close games before the Niners and ended up losing the Niners after being up 24-7 at halftime. It was just unfortunate. A lot of drop passes and whatnot in that game. But I'm not going to get too much into that. I still think he's definitely proven the contract that he's gotten so far. That big butt money from the Rams. So, being traded there in Detroit, he's doing all right. At 7, y'all may be a little surprised, but I got to put him here. Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Dak had a career year in the regular season. Just got done talking about them. The Cowboys are kind of in the same situation as the Dolphins. They beat up on a lot of the better teams in the league, but when they play, I mean, they beat up a lot of the worse teams in the league. But when they play the better teams in the league, they somehow disappear. You know, Dak's numbers just speak for itself. 36 touchdowns, 9 picks though on the season, 105 QB rating, with almost a 70% completion percentage on passes. So that's good. I think he was second or third, like I said, in passing yards on the year total. And like I said, I just feel like he's stuck in that same position as Tua and the Dolphins, but I just feel like Dak was able to, his stats were better than Tua's. But the Cowboys failed as usual in the playoffs. At 6, gotta go with the guy in San Fran, Mr. Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. No, he's kind of like what I'm about to say is kind of crazy, but he got that kind of like Jimmy G swag, but like plays and has like a mindset like Tom Brady. Like the numbers he's putting up, you wouldn't think he could be possible if you just like saw the dude in person. Mm-hmm. But he's actually a solid quarterback. 31 touchdowns, 11 picks on the year, 69 completion percentage. Obviously, he's one of the better offense. Probably has the best running back in the league. Christian McCaffrey to take a lot of weight off his shoulders. Yeah. But I still think the guy, even though in this offense, he's done a lot in games when big moments when they needed him the most. I feel like he played all right in the Super Bowl. I mean, he didn't do nothing drastic to impact it, like win the game, obviously.
Game manager. He game managed the game.
I mean, you can say that, but when everything's around CMC who fumbled the ball at the goal line,
yes.
I mean that's one possession you miss out right there. I mean, at least he didn't turn over the ball.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. So he just managed the game. That's what we was talking about last time. It's not a bad thing. He just did his part to not sell the game. Just the people that were playing great around him all year just.
Debo was a no-show.
Just didn't have the best game.
Kittle had like 4 yards. But that I feel like more of that stuff is more coaching though. I mean, you just gotta put your players in a better chance to win. But overall, I think you can't deny Purdy. That's 2 seasons at least he's been starting quarterback that he's actually at least won a playoff game or 2.
Yeah.
And actually done something with the team. I mean, it would be easy to say like if he was doing bad to like hate on him, but he's actually doing pretty good. So
the thing is with my list, my honorable mention and my 10. Switch yours. That was mine. My honorable mention was Love, and my 10 was Herbert, because we all know Herbert got the arm, Herbert got the talent around him, but Mike Williams, he's probably going to be gone. Austin Eckler is not himself.
He's probably gone too.
Yeah, he may be gone too. Keenan Allen is older, and now you're stuck with Quentin Johnson, who didn't have a great first year. Actually, had a pretty frustrating first year. So
yeah,
but somehow, some way, I'm sure he's going to get his stats. Is he going to be successful as a team? No, because they just got Greg Roman as a Ravens fan.
They got your brother.
I know they got
Jim has won everywhere he went.
But that's what I'm saying. They did get Jim, and Jim is a winner. So, but I got Herbert. Herbert has the talent to be top 10, just not anywhere under 10. So my 9 is your boy Goff. That was my 9. Did he have a great year? I think he's in the same boat as Purdy. Same boat as Purdy.
Ooh,
The team around you was great. Gibbs, monster first year. David Montgomery, that's a great 1-2 punch at running back. Amon-Ra broke out. I mean, he broke out last year, but
Not a Pro
dominant
Bowler, though.
year. We're talking about Pro Bowl. Who cares about Pro Bowls? We're talking about flag football. We're talking Amon-Ra, dominant. Laporta, top 5 tight end this year. Maybe top 3 tight end this year. You think about the tight end play.
Okay, but he played well to get them like that. They were already established. And 49ers, they were already established.
Right. They're the same.
Gibbs wasn't established. He just got there.
Who?
Jahmyr Gibbs. He just got there. Amon-Ra was good. I feel like this year he went to another level.
Goff made Amon-Ra?
No, I just said he was good.
That's what I'm saying. But
Sam Laporta is a rookie, right?
Made Goff,
he just got those 2 people. But he just got Gibbs and Laporta, though.
Okay.
So he elevated. I feel like he elevated those 2 players. Well, I feel like Gibbs is hard as a quarterback to elevate a running back, especially if you're not like a. He is a. They use him each way though, running and receiving back. I feel like it was like the perfect system because he had David Montgomery to take a lot of pressure off him and not play every down type gig, like how the Cowboys should have with Tony Pollard and someone else, but they didn't.
But Goff definitely was playing like a top 5 quarterback at one point. But I just don't see Goff because there was a lot of injured quarterbacks this year. So I don't know if he will, play better. Arguably, he'll probably be better. Arguably, than maybe my 7. They're interchangeable to me. At 8,
he's 8.
He's 8. Let me make sure. Yep, he's 8. Just Hurts, even when they were winning, just was not an impressive year. Like when
he was an MVP candidate.
When was he an MVP candidate?
When they were 10-1, he was in the MVP race.
This year?
Yeah, they were 10-1.
I don't know. That's because winning, not stats. But then again, I guess stats don't really matter in an MVP race. It's just how valuable you are. But 23 touchdowns to 15 picks, and that's not even including fumbles.
And it's not including them rushing touchdowns either. Them tush pushes.
Fair. I was already saying tush pushes. Are we really going to credit Jalen Hurts for tush pushes though?
I mean, if no other league is if no other quarterback in the league is doing it like them, then because like he's 6'1". There's quarterbacks who are taller than him. There's quarterbacks who are faster than him to get out to the edge. I mean, I think the O-line has something to do with it. Jason Kelsey just retired, so that's their big center right there. So
that's another.
It'll be interesting next season to see how they implement the tush push and stuff like that. But
and they had a lot of coaching fires. Didn't they fire the entire staff, or was I thinking of somebody else?
I mean, they got rid of both their coordinators.
That's what.
But still got Nick Sirianni there.
He's not that good of a coach, man.
He's all right.
But just Hurts just did not wow. So I just, as of right now, I don't think he's going to wow next season ahead of these other 7. Me, personally, my 7 is
past him. But, oh, wow.
Yeah, that's my 7. Like you said, career year was great from top to bottom.
We had the same 7.
Yeah.
At least.
Great from top to bottom. And he didn't turn the ball over a lot.
Surprisingly. Surprisingly.
Yeah, he didn't turn the ball over a lot. CeeDee Lamb had himself a career year thanks to this.
Yeah.
But can't put him any higher because beating up on trash teams. I just can't put them any higher than that. I'm just being real. I think the only team they beat that was credible was Detroit, and that was by 1 point. It was by 1 point.
Controversial win.
And a controversial win. Like It's just very hard to just take them serious. It's just very hard, and they're good. They can be a serious team. They're just not. My six is Tua. My six is Tua. I really can. Tua did a great year. He was real accurate. 14 interceptions, 13 fumbles, though. And half his passing yards was Tyreek Hill. Like, I understand he was in MVP conversations, but should he really have been in MVP conversations? Over Tyreek Hill, his teammate that was getting him those yards? I mean, I understand Tua was accurately throwing the ball deep. It's just his arm strength. Tyreek Hill had to make a lot of those plays. But I'm not knocking Tua.
So how is he 6 then?
Huh?
Why you got him at 6 then?
I just don't see him better than the next 6. My next 5 quarterbacks. He's not better than the next 5 quarterbacks. I'll tell you that for sure. He's not better than the next 5 quarterbacks.
Okay, so we in our top 5.
Top 5.
I'm just saying I got Jalen Hurts at the 5th spot. I think a lot of the stuff that happened to him this year, obviously I'm not gonna hold it because he still went out there and played, but I felt like he was playing hurt. Obviously playing with that knee brace half the year. Definitely hindered a lot of his ability to run out of the pocket faster than he normally would. He still had a solid year, including total touchdowns. I think it was 38 total touchdowns on the year, with obviously the 15 picks and I think 6 fumbles or something like that. But I think the team going into next season, I feel like they're gonna get a better running back. I think Swift is probably out of there. I could see Eckler being brought into Philly. Someone like Eckler, or maybe Josh Jacobs being brought into Philly for a little bit of a low price. You still have elite receivers on the outside: Devontae, Goddard, AJ Brown. O-line will probably be in question after Jason Kelce just retired. Definitely though, work on that defense because. Especially the back end of it, because James Bradbury is not it. Darius Slay is older. And I heard talks, though, they may bring C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. That could be interesting, making him return back to Philly. And as well as, I think they should go after Xavier Howard, who, like I said earlier, got released by the Dolphins. I think he could provide some talent into the cornerback secondary for them. But that's what I got at 5. But I'm going to have to put CJ Stroud entering top 5. He took a Texans team.
Yep.
That were like 2 and... Well, I think they won 2 games last year without him. With Davis Mills. I think it was 2 or 3. He took them and they won the division. That's a heck of a turnaround.
And won the wild card.
And they won the game. Honestly, I mean, for my prediction, I had them win. I didn't think they would smack them 45.
I was going to say, they did more than just win.
He kind of like in the same category as Jordan Love, I guess, in terms of potential quarterbacks rising. They had the exact same numbers in the wild card game, which is funny in terms of the completion percentage and QBR rating.
Yeah.
Almost both had perfect passer ratings, so. Congrats to them. I just think that they can only get better around them. I think there's an aura in Houston right now, which I can see for this season. People are starting to have them in MVP possibly as like a sweeper or runner-up. So give me CJ Stroud. Yeah, Juice, I'm sorry, but he is a 2-time. You can't take away his awards. He's a 2-time MVP. His numbers this year were not that impressive compared to the other quarterbacks on the list. But his value is impressive. So that's why he got the awards. 11 fumbles is a lot. Only lost 6. But dealing with not a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball. But this year was probably their best chance at going to the Super Bowl, and ultimately he was a culprit in the reason they did not go to the Super Bowl. Defense played great. Any chance you hold Mahomes to 0 points in the second half is phenomenal. I think they need. We were talking about this actually not too long ago. At least I was. I just think they need someone to alleviate pressure off Lamar, like a superstar running back. That's why Derrick Henry's been in talks. I know you were talking about trying to get Mike Evans, but he's not there. So I would try to either maybe trade for a wideout. You still got D-Hop in Tennessee, maybe, or I mean he's on the older side, but I mean half your receiving core is younger ones, and then you have like the wash, like the Odells, the Aguilars, and whatnot still hanging around there. So I just feel like they need someone to alleviate pressure off him, so he can, when big moments come, he doesn't have to feel like he's doing it all by himself. Still has great 2 tight end sets with Likely and Andrews left. Yes, and obviously the talented defense, but I got Lamar coming in at 4 spot. Top 3, I got the quarterback and Buffalo. I don't think they win the division in that hard division. I feel like Josh Allen, obviously he's turnover prone. He's bound for like a pick a game. But I feel like that, like I said this in previous videos, I feel like when he plays not scared, that's really when he's at his best. And that comes with the turnovers, you know. I think he also led the league, at least at quarterbacks, for rushing yards. So he's definitely a dual threat. I would love to see them also maybe move on from Diggs and try to get him new receivers, and because I feel like he also has to deal with a diva, and when you have to deal with a diva, you have to worry about someone else as a man. So instead of that, I just feel like that's another like something he's just not really ready to deal with going on to the future. And the defense is still mid to me. It's okay here and there. But is their Super Bowl window closing? Yes. I do think it's closing as a team. But I don't know. They just need to keep on going. They need to keep on going and try to maybe it's Sean McDermott. Maybe it's Sean McDermott. Because he's been there a while and they just haven't been able to get out the second round. So.
Oh my God.
And one, I have the only man who was able to beat Mahomes. Joe Burrow. I really don't have much to say about him. He got injured this year. Going into this season, he's definitely the biggest threat to Mahomes, because he's the only man who's done so. And I don't even like Joe Burrow like that. But until I see another quarterback in the AFC or NFC beat him, aside from Joe Burrow and Tom Brady, that's who I got as the best quarterback outside of Patrick Mahomes.
My 5 is C.J. Stroud. Big surprise to everybody, actually, especially after we played him in the first game where he didn't look that great. They figured it out and they picked it up, and they just steamrolled ever since. On both sides, with C.J. and Will Anderson. On both sides. So I think what they should do is go get that running back. I think that should be the main thing they address. And if you can, sign a nice veteran receiver. Don't gotta be a crazy receiver or a diva. Don't gotta we just re-signed Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar was a key. He was nice for us. He was a nice veteran receiver. If you go get you like an Adam Thielen to Bryce Young type of vet.
Yeah, well, that's a terrible comparison.
Adam Thielen didn't do good to the.
He had some games.
Yeah, I'm not talking about record-wise. Obviously, that's clearly a big difference. But I'm talking about go out and get you a vet along with Tank Dell, along with Nico Collins, along with them guys. Speedsters, get you a nice little, get you a nice big body. 4, give me Purdy. Purdy's at 4 for me. You can't ignore that. I've been preaching that he's a game manager, but you can't ignore what he's done. They probably go to the Super Bowl last season if he don't get hurt, and they just went to the Super Bowl when he was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And dominant throughout the regular season last year and this year.
Yeah.
That he was in that MVP conversation along with his other teammate, but that's not besides the point. But Purdy is just, you can't just ignore him and say he's not top 5 at this very moment going into next year. You just can't do that. You can't do that. At 3, Josh Allen is my 3rd. Because, as you said, the Bills' window is closing. They, just like the Ravens, they had a good chance this year, and they folded. Just like we did. So
y'all have the better team.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Easily.
I don't want to hear the better team when the NFL and everybody has been trying to shove Josh Allen down our throats for years. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Josh Allen is 3, and the Bills got to get something together. And then, wait, how you want them to move on from Diggs? And you got him at 2 going into next year?
Yeah.
So if they traded Diggs tomorrow, he's still number 2 going into next year.
Yeah, it depends what they get back. I feel like they can get, because you can get assets for Diggs though.
What's the ideal package?
Diggs is probably worth us 2 seconds or
Not
second and
first?
third.
2 seconds.
I don't think any wideout's really worth first. Unless it's
Tyreek
Justin
Hill?
Jefferson. Yeah, because he's a
Jamar Chase?
speedster. That's debatable. He's up and down.
Not worth a first.
No, because I think he's going to a contract year.
That's tough. We got to probably make a video on that. Number 2 is this guy. I am probably okay. Let me say this. I like the Bengals as a team. I like them.
Do you?
Their fan base I can't stand. It's the fan base that I can't
Fan
stand.
base that just got created?
It's the fan base I cannot stand them. But the Bengals as a team, Joe Burrow as a player, I like him. I like them. They're nice. They can be good. That's why he's number 2. Next year, like you said, he did beat Joe Burrow. Not Joe Burrow. He did beat Patrick Mahomes. He did beat him in the playoffs. I respect that.
And the regular season.
And the regular season. Okay, Lamar beat him in the regular season. Whoop-de-doo. We're talking about the playoffs.
Like 1-3 against him in his career.
We're talking about the playoffs right now. The point is, Joe Burrow is one of 2 men to do what nobody else has done and beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
So how is he not won now? If Patrick Mahomes is in God tier.
Let me cook. Because you're not going to sit here and tell me beating Mahomes weighs more or holds more weight than 2 league MVPs. You're not about to tell me that. Beating a player
The first
is worth
MVP.
more than 2 MVPs. How many players in history have 2 MVPs in football?
Like 5 or 6, I think. At quarterback, at least. Probably late 70s or 80s or running back.
When was the last person to do that outside of Aaron Rodgers? And was it Peyton Manning? Probably
Brady.
Brady?
Yeah. A-Rod, Brady, Mahomes.
So all the ones
Mahomes.
were in recent memory, basically.
So far, yeah.
The point is, You can't have a 2-time league MVP anywhere that's not. Well, since we're not adding Patrick Mahomes, he's clearly number one. You can't have a 2-time league MVP anywhere that's not one.
You can't have a 2-time league MVP.
Now before,
I know 10 points in the playoffs.
No, it's cool. What was dominant for us all season?
Running the football.
Right? Right. Does he call the plays?
There's also times where he could have scrambled in that game and didn't run.
I agree. But
when he would do that in 2019 when he was a rookie.
I agree. But at the end of the day, who's calling the plays? Who's in the booth calling the plays? The offensive coordinator, right? How you going to call all this all season? And then we play the worst ranked run defense in football. And we drop back how many times? We drop back. Look at this. 24 against Jacksonville. Threw the ball 24 times.
San Francisco,
we threw it 35 times.
And won.
Threw it 21 times, 22 times. And then you go to 37?
Y'all playing behind.
Why are we playing behind? It's a one-score game. Why are we playing behind?
Y'all not ready for the moments.
I'm going to keep
You know who is ready for the moments?
I'm going to keep saying this. It's
Joe Burrow.
It's John Harbaugh. And I've always said it was John Harbaugh, but that's a story for another time. The point is, there is just no way on this earth you can put a 2-time... This is no way beating a player is worth more than having 2 MVPs. And it was almost unanimous again, outside of that one hater that voted against Lamar on purpose. He could have won 2. The only player in history to be a 2-time unanimous MVP.
He wasn't going to get that. Come on now.
And I respect everybody. Y'all going to say, like, this was not the best quarterback year for MVPs, at least.
For him.
No,
There were other quarterbacks who played good.
Dak, if it wasn't Lamar, I think Dak should have been MVP. I think Dak should have been MVP.
Should have been CMC, but...
Or if it had to be a quarterback, it would have been Dak. But if it was my choice, it would have been Tyreek or CMC.
No, not Tyreek.
Probably CMC because Tyreek missed games. So it would have to be CMC. But if we're talking quarterbacks, the most valuable player, it couldn't be Dak because they couldn't beat a good team, right? Josh Allen, too many turnovers. You can't dig them out of a hole. You put them in. Lamar, from the 14-3, best record in football, both conferences, with significantly less talent than everybody. Maybe not Mahomes. He had better talent than Mahomes. But
wait, you talking about Lamar did?
Lamar had better talent than Mahomes.
What do you mean better? You talking about
better talent around him?
Better talent on offense?
Yes. Yes.
You talking about the same team that led the league in drops in the regular season? The same Chiefs team that led the regular season drops, then went on and won the Super Bowl.
Zay Flowers?
Yes, Zay Flowers is better than every Chiefs wideout.
That's what I'm saying. You just proved my point. I said our team, our offense is better than the Chiefs' offense.
So then how'd y'all lose the game?
Play calling. You saw how effortless we were going up the field in the first quarter. You saw how effortless it was. Our three runs, I think our first 3 ran for more than 10 yards, I think it was like 15. And then that Lamar joint went from like 20-something. And then we just stopped. I don't know.
I don't even know if Zay Flowers is better receiver right now. But shout out Zay, though.
That's a story for another time, because I'm not going to get into that either. And I like receiver rights, but no. The point is Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in football behind Patrick Mahomes. Obviously.
Oh, brother.
Obviously. You just can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. You're going to talk to me about some fumbles. Okay. What that mean? Josh Allen had 18 interceptions, led the league in picks.
He also had almost double the more total touchdowns.
Total touchdown.
Probably doubled him in
Is it time to
yards.
have that? Is it time to have that conversation that Josh Allen's more of a running back than Lamar? Is it time to have that conversation? I think it's bedtime to have that conversation.
Plays more aggressive, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Lamar be playing scared now
Lamar
when he gets into the playoffs.
just beat Houston 34-10 the previous week.
Bro.
We were just
beat a rookie
let's not do
quarterback.
that. Let's not do that. We was just praising Houston a while ago. Let's not
He's
do
a
that.
rookie quarterback, though.
Everybody that entire week, oh, Houston's going to shock the
I
world.
didn't, not me.
CJ Stroud is going to do
Not
something.
me. I knew they would lose to y'all. I mean, the defense, 10 points. Actually, the offense didn't even score. It was a punt return.
That's true.
Y'all offense could have scored 10 points like they did against the Chiefs and won.
Listen,
If they really wanted to.
well, I still get PTSD about that game. It just hurts. But y'all let us know, man. I think that's going to wrap up this video. We gave our top 10s. So y'all let us know, who is your top 10 quarterbacks in football, man? Whose list is more valid? And
Just to round it out real quick, so
okay,
I'll repeat my 5 with Mahomes. Without Mahomes would be Hurts, Stroud, Lamar, Allen, and Burrow.
and mine is Stroud, Purdy, Allen, Burrow, Lamar. But let us know, man. I think we should do a tiers list since we're talking about tiers. We should do a tiers list for QB.
Oh, that'd be easy.
Would it be? Hey, man, we'll see about it, man. Y'all know what to do, though. Like, comment, subscribe. Road to a K. And until the next video, it's your boys, Juice and Lou. And we out here. Peace.